Oh, hello everyone, it's Susie Crypto Granny here. The date is the 30th of January 2023 and the time in Europe is 18:35 p.m. And I trust you all had a great weekend. I certainly did. Took a couple of days off and went to Rotterdam. Never been there before. Fascinating architecture because it was bombed during the war. World War II with the Nazis, and we went to a museum which was very, very interesting indeed. So I had a great weekend. Hope all you guys had a great weekend. Got to say, the cryptocurrency market to me looks extremely good at the moment. Looks technically very bullish. A lot of buying has taken place. Volume for all the main blue chip core cryptocurrencies that we call. Volume's up quite a bit, anything from 15 to 142%, which is XRP. So there is a lot out this week, particularly the big one is the FOMC meeting, the Federal Open Market Committee meeting, and that will go for 2 days, and it will start on the 31st of January and finish on Wednesday, February the 1st, and all eyes are on the US Federal Rates Board to decide whether they're going to raise interest rates by another 25 basis points or 50 basis points. So this is a big thing in markets. It's a huge event for risk markets, particularly cryptocurrency and the equity markets and the bond markets and the high yield markets and that sort of thing. So certainly the market is expecting, according to the CME Federal Watch Tool, they're expecting 98% of the market participants are expecting an analyst a rate rise of 25 basis points, which will take cash near to 5%. Now, obviously, that decision comes out at EST time, 2 p.m. on February the 1st, which is a Wednesday, okay? So most people, as I said, are expecting 25 basis points, but, we just have to see what Federal Chairman Powell talks about and what his expectations are for the next Federal Open Market Committee meeting, which is in March. So, it's very, very interesting to see what happens. Also, on top of that, there are a lot of equity market earning releases that will come out on January the 30th, as well as, all week from Monday through to Friday. And some of the biggest earning announcements coming out of McDonald's, for example, FIFSA, Exxon Mobil, Philips, Canon, Ford, Alphabet, Amazon, Merck are some of the biggest companies in the US equity market. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out this weekend. This week, I should say, if the Fed rate rises 50 basis points, then we could see a lot of weakness in the equity market. If we see weakness in the equity market, we could potentially see weakness in the cryptocurrency market. Notwithstanding, I am extremely bullish. We have started a bull run in this cryptocurrency market, and I believe the market will get to 3 billion by the end of the year, okay? So let's just look at some of the stats very quickly. I'll go over the main news stories in crypto today. And the weekend, there is just so many stories, but we only focus on the main ones. Obviously, we know a lot more about other stories as well, but for time, you can only talk so much about the main stories because there's so many other things going on. So we do apologize. We miss out on stories, but it takes a lot of time to gather this information, and there is certainly a lot out there, and we have to do our due diligence and make sure that the information is not scammy or untrue. So let's go to Live Coin Watch and let's see what the market is doing today. And, we'll go through the main stats on Live Coin Watch. So total market cap at the moment is 1.067 trillion. Volume is up at 43.947 bill. Still low, but higher than what it's been. Liquidity is at 3.447 bill. That is quite low. And Bitcoin dominance is very steady at 41.87%. Need to keep an eye on that because we know the exchanges, all the centralized exchanges like Binance and that sort of thing, and the biggest exchanges like OKX and Huobi, they're all low in the supply of Bitcoin, which I believe will drive this market in price higher this year. Now, Bitcoin is at 23,192, Ethereum is at 15,855. The futures for both these are actually higher in price, which is very bullish. Bernard's is at 309. XRP is at 0.401. 203. ADA is at 38 cents. Dodge is at 0.089. Matic is $1.12. OP 37.76 cents, and Solana is 24.32. Technically, the market looks very good to me, but the technical picture can change quite dramatically if the Fed comes out and says, right, we're rate hiking 50 basis points, and they give the market an indication that they could rate hike again another 50 basis points in March. Now, any new rate hikes from here, I just believe they're overdone. We are seeing economic data fundamentally coming off everywhere in the world, particularly in the US. The leading indicators are all, going down and looking quite bad. GDP is coming in lower than what expected, around 2.9%. A growing economy for GDP, gross domestic product, what an economy earns over and above what it spends, should be showing at least 4 to 5%. So, time will tell, but definitely the Fed always overdo things, okay? And that's something we do know. The Fed always over rate hike, kills the consumer, kills everyone, takes down the housing market, whatever, and then eventually they will have to start easing rates. And certainly the more they rate hike, the more the market will price in easings in the back of the curve, like looking at 6 to 7, 12 months out, that sort of thing. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Fed Chairman Powell talks about and whether there's an indication that he's going to continue to rate rise, okay? Now, some strategists are very negative about this. They believe that the Fed will continue to rate rise, and it will be very, very negative for the interest rate market, okay? Mr. Carter on Twitter basically said that Powell is famously well attuned to market condition. He knows the market is prepped and ready at front-running rate hikes. He's basically, housing and everything else is starting to come off, and they can see that they're having an effect on the economy. Now, one of the analysts basically said that he felt that the market in the S&P could drop about 37%, and that gold and silver will continue to shine. And we're seeing gold at around 1924 at the moment, and that could go a lot higher. A fellow from, he was on Kitco, David Lin, the founder and chief investment officer of Technical Traders, said that the stock market is due for a correction. He's calling the stock market down to 37% this year. But again, it really takes a lot more aggressive rate hike cycles to bring that stock market down 37%. And clearly, if the stock market does go down 37%, it would not be good for crypto. But I don't necessarily believe in this fellow's view, okay? I'm very, very bullish cryptocurrency this year. We have seen total, total capitulation. Let me just have a glass of water, won't be sad. In the crypto market, whether it being corporates going to bankruptcy or, whether it's the FTX scenario with Sam Bankman-Fried, we have seen absolute capitulation in markets last year. And in my mind, this is the time to buy. The market is still trying to sell. Big traders in the US are still trying to sell the market in crypto, but we are finding a lot of people out of Asia are buying cryptocurrency, okay? And to me, this is not the place to be short cryptocurrency. This is the place to acquire cryptocurrency. And we already have 4 portfolios in cryptocurrency at the moment. If you're a Patreon client of mine, we have an investment portfolio number 5, a trading portfolio number 5, and an investment portfolio number 6, and a trading portfolio number 6, right? And in our investment portfolio, we only hold blue chip core cryptocurrency that has the fundamentals of business, earns income and revenue, has many clients, and is making a lot of money, and is debt free, and the technology of cryptocurrency works, okay? Very much so. Now, as you all know, I watch Justin Sun, the Tron founder, very, very closely and careful because he knows what's going on in China. Now, Justin Sun's been on Twitter all weekend talking about China preparing for a cryptocurrency comeback. Okay, he believes that China will come back into cryptocurrency, not mining cryptocurrency, but will allow its citizens to hold cryptocurrency as a wealth mechanism, as a mechanism to increase your wealth. So he's very confident that China will come back to cryptocurrency with tax implementation, but also he believes that TRX, will be accepted in China. This is a huge call by Justin Sun. It's a very important one. As you know, China has 1.4 billion people, and if they come back into cryptocurrency to invest in cryptocurrency, our market cap for cryptocurrency will not be 1.069 trillion. It will be, potentially 4 trillion if the Chinese come back into the market. Now, Mr. Sun is very bullish that China will come back to the market. He's been tweeting on January the 30th and saying, he believes with his sources and his networking in China and all the people he knows, he believes that China will come back into cryptocurrency. One of his reasons for this that he asserts is China's local tax authorities have begun to impose a 20% tax on cryptocurrency. And he believes that this indicates the Chinese government view of cryptocurrency as a legitimate form of wealth and wants to ensure its proper taxation. And that makes clear to me. That makes sense to me, right? He also wanted to say that China will provide a clear regulatory framework for people and business that want to use cryptocurrency or even invest in cryptocurrency. So he thinks that's a very good move. Now, with that, Justin Sun from Tron plans to move to Hong Kong. He says that he believes that people are too US-centric. And the US, as we all know, is well behind the regulation for cryptocurrency. Now, we've even seen Deribit that are moving out of the US and going to make their head office in Dubai. Justin Sun says he wants to move his exchanges and what he does to Hong Kong. Okay, now we know Justin Sun is behind Ubi Exchange Global, and we know they're behind Poloniex, and also clearly Justin Sun is the founder of Tron and the mainnet and the network of Tron, which is absolutely killing it in terms of transactions. Okay. TRX, Tron, the native coin of Tron, is very, very underpriced, okay? Now, if he believes that Tron will be accepted in China, Tron is going to go through the roof, okay? There is no doubt in my mind about that. It is a bold claim, there's no doubt about it by Justin Sun, but if he's correct, TRX will be accepted by China. It will be huge, okay? And we need to keep an eye on this, okay? We really need to keep an eye on this. If this happens, it will be big, big, big. Justin Sun also disclosed that coming into 2023, there's 5 countries in the world that are going to be accepting Tron as legal tender, hinting at Dominica and St. Martin, which is a Netherlands colony, okay? And that's big, okay? That is big. Also some other countries in the Caribbean will accept and likely accept Tron as legal currency and legal tender. So, keep an eye on that because I think it's very, very important. And I think it's really going to push this market through the roof if there is any truth to this, okay? And I do believe that Justin Sun knows what's going on, okay? So that's why I keep such a close eye on him. He knows the regulation. He understands Chinese because he is Chinese. And also there's a huge network of people that are behind cryptocurrencies that are Chinese as well. Say, for example, Sunny Lu of VeChain. And, people that own OakX are also Chinese, and many other Chinese are in the cryptocurrency market. So this is big, right? This is really big. And I think they will, it'll be very pro for crypto market. Justin Sun says he's moving to Hong Kong, warns community about being too US centric. You know, he can't wait for the US to change their regulation because it affects his business, and rightly so. He should move out of the US and go to Hong Kong to be closer to the action and take advantage of the massive opportunities in the Asian market. So understandably so, that is the case. Now, even BitMEX's former CEO, Arthur Hayes, previously predicted that the next bull run would start when China moves back into the cryptocurrency market. They are huge on NFTs. They love to collect things. They love to trade. And I do believe the Chinese will be back in this market very, very soon. And this is why Justin Sun wants to be pretty much where the action is. That is for sure, okay? So, I think that's a great story. Now, Binance has launched a credit card in Brazil, and they are actually in partnership with MasterCard, which is a big story for Brazil. Brazil's a very, very large population, and, Brazil wants a legal tender of Bitcoin, so that's not surprising. So MasterCard and Binance have created the Binance prepaid card in collaboration with MasterCard. The financial product will allow users in Brazil to shop, pay for bills and services, and spend with millions of merchants associated with the MasterCard network of MasterCard, okay? This is a great, great story, okay? And, Binance is always there, right? They're always there. It's like Argentina. Argentina also uses Bitcoin as legal tender, and it's not surprising because if you look at where the Argentine peso has gone over the last year against the US, it's down about 250%, and even in January this month, the Argentine peso loses 12% against the US dollar. Now you can appreciate if you're sitting in Argentine peso and it keeps going down against the US dollar, you are actually losing money, okay? Sitting in Argentine dollars, which are just going down, down, down because of huge inflation, which is hyperinflation, which is well over 100% per annum. Not surprising. And that's why we're seeing a lot of South American countries, as well as other countries in the Caribbean, going to cryptocurrency because their fiat currency is getting absolutely slaughtered because of incredibly high inflation in these countries, bad economic management, corrupt governments, and so forth. And cryptocurrency makes it much harder to steal money, okay? That's for sure. Now, Binance also, and it's a core crypto to me, I've been talking about this for ages, Binance intends to burn quite a lot of its tokens, of its coins, right? Coins, really, because it has its own mainnet. Tokens is when someone doesn't have their own mainnet. They burnt 16 million Binance tokens as a part of converting the ERC20 version of Binance to the native BEP2 version. And that's awesome. So they burnt these coins. Changpeng Zhao said on Sunday, announced the Binance team had burnt over 16 million BNB ERC20 tokens. Crypto exchange Binance is converting these ERC20 version of Binance to native BEP2 version after the launch of the Binance blockchain. So, Binance got to about $315. Market sold it down, but Binance will break $325. I have no doubt in my mind because they have come out and said they want to burn roughly about another 57 million units of Binance, okay? And they will do that because CZ, Changpeng Zhao and Binance and the people that work for him and the holdings that the employees have as well as himself is something like about 80 million units, okay? Now, another organization, as I said, is moving out of the US and is going to Dubai, where regulation for cryptocurrency is very pro. They can build a business over there. It's a crypto-friendly, jurisdiction and country. And the UAE has also set up a specialized regulator for virtual digital assets. So they're way ahead of the curve compared to the US. And that's why people are starting to move out of the US. Now, if Ripple do not win against the SEC, They've already warned that they will, move out of the US. Ripple will move out of the US, and that is a fact. So we have to keep an eye on that. Also, whales are buying up XRP. $400 million of deals were done by two whales on the weekend. That is a lot of, that is a lot of money. And they're increasing, their holding of XRP. And that you can see that in the volume. The 24-hour volume for XRP is up 143%. Also, Ripple partners with Montenegro to create a stable coin. So Montenegro partners with Ripple for stable coin pilot projects. So they're going to develop a stable coin for the country, Montenegro's central bank, as a part of a digital token pilot project. Now, as we know, many countries around the world are producing central bank digital currency and stable coins. So this is great for Ripple. They had a meeting with the Prime Minister of Montenegro, and it looks like they're doing this pilot, which is a great story for Ripple. That is for sure. Also, what else happened? We are also talking about Ripple and the SEC, but I'll go into that in a little bit. Montenegro, continue with the Montenegro story, and Ripple in collaboration with the Central Bank of Montenegro, they are a candidate country for the membership in the European Union, whose application has not yet been approved. Although Montenegro is not yet part of the Eurozone, the euro is used by Montenegro. This means that the euro is not a legal tender there, however, it is treated as such by the government and the population. So Montenegro wants to grow with XRP to create this digital stable coin for Montenegro, which I think is really interesting in itself. And Ripple, are adding to that suite. They had, if you remember rightly, they're also creating a cryptocurrency stable coin or a fiat currency, digital currency. They've done it with Bhutan, and they've also done it with Palau and the Kingdom of Bhutan, okay? So this is great for them, absolutely fantastic. Now, the SEC story and Ripple still go on, and we just have to wait, apparently, for summary motions, okay? And that is being weighted by the judge, and also the decision whether they can use the Howey test, which seems very inappropriate for the Ripple currency technology. John Deaton tweeted about Judge Tories, said may deny judgment in the Ripple case. John Deaton shared the judge's Tories can potentially deny judgment something for Ripple versus SEC. He called the US SEC's argument against Ripple schizophrenic. Deaton claims the SEC didn't receive summary judgment in the manner they designed. And, he's posted a series of threads just saying, the SEC is schizophrenic, their arguments are not consistent, and, they're not even, looking at Ripple as a proper company, that needs to grow and needs to make money. Mr. Deaton believes that the SEC is against cryptocurrency firms from growing, and they potentially, they can continually make it very, very hazy as to what is a cryptocurrency security and what is not. Mr. Deaton said, some of the arguments, they're just focusing on blue sky arguments. That's not consistent, and this could even potentially go to the Supreme Court if they don't, obviously, if Ripple is not decided as being a non-security, XRP particularly, okay? The Howey test does not apply. It is too old and stupid and doesn't even look at the technology of Ripple's cryptocurrency technology, which is amazing. So, there's a lot of rules and tests being done and everything else, but we just have to wait with this judgment, okay? Also, there's a story about the legal experts. They can't be anonymous. Who are they? What's their background? What do the SEC rely on in terms of their statements? And they don't want to disclose those legal experts. And again, that's not good enough in a case like this, okay? You need to know who those legal experts are. What is their background? Do they have the technology understanding to understand RippleNet and its incredible payment technology system, as well as NFT system, as well as an ICO system and all sorts of things. Now, XRP has already made an adjustment to its NFT standard. They introduced XLS20, which brought the NFT revolution to the XRP ledger, but a new proposal has been put forward for the improvements for holding and exchanging non-fungible tokens within the RippleNet system. So according to, they've created another standard proposal called XLS35D proposal, which is a lighter alternative which has been introduced to the existing NFT format called Yuri token. The main reason for the dissatisfaction with the XLS20, it's said to be too complex. There's a general lack of understanding and a lack of how to use it, so they've created an easier way for developers to create NFTs on the XRP ledger, which is a great story, to make it easier for people. And already people are doing more NFTs on the XRP ledger. Now, one crypto that's doing incredibly well is Polygon. Matic, their transactions have increased out of sight. Their search and daily addresses keep going up and up and up, and it was because of the launch of their new zero knowledge EVM public testnet, which is basically you don't have to have any knowledge about EVM, which is Ethereum virtual machine. Okay, so Polygon is a scaling tool. They've done incredibly large amounts of transactions. There are big whales buying Polygon. Matic, not surprising. One guy, out of an $80,000 position, made $4 million. Polygon's daily transactions have ranged from 2 million to 3.7 million, and their active addresses are 350,000 to 1.7 mil. They are doing a lot, Polygon. They're even starting to do more than Binance Smart Chain. Polygon surpassed Binance's chain on a daily transaction basis over the weekend, and there was huge amounts of Polygon Matic transactions being bought by the whales. Okay, so this we do regard as a blue chip core investment, Polygon Matic. Now, according to Sentiment, a blockchain analytical company, they saw a lot of interest on-chain events with Matic Polygon, and more Polygon was being purchased. Now, it's not surprising because Polygon has entered some significant partnerships with Nike, with Meta, Facebook, Warner Music, and many other types of, entertainment corporations, as well as, big brands like Nike, for example. And they continue to, outperform in terms of technology and everything. So it is a great story. We are seeing a lot of interest in Polygon, that's for sure. And, we're certainly seeing a lot of interest in XRP, and a lot of the main inflows are going into those two cryptocurrencies at the moment. Also, there's a lot of focus on Aptos, which has gone up a lot, but we don't know much about that cryptocurrency in terms of its fundamentals, but it's around $19. But, when I'm looking for coins, I'm looking for coins under the radar always, that have the fundamentals, have the client base, have the earning capacity, but they are just totally under the radar or not reflected of their true value. I.e., for example, XRP, TRX, Chiles, DOT, Link, the list goes on, VeChain, for example. Anyway, guys and girls, big week this week. FOMC meeting could really move markets. We are seeing a lot of economic weakness globally around the world, and honestly, I do believe if they do rate hike 50 basis points, yes, the market will move down, but eventually the market will start to believe that they will have to ease because economic conditions are so poor, and we're seeing that globally around the world. Anyway, guys and girls, enough of me. I will talk to you very soon, and thank you very much for listening. Oh, one other thing, we are setting up a new Patreon for all new clients and old clients to come back. $65 a month US, and we will be introducing our D-app to our client base. So if you don't join up for $65 a month as an existing client or an old client, you will miss out, because eventually that will increase to $250 a month. So please, for my old clients, please do come back. $65 a month, what we're going to give you, no one else in the market has. It's fabulous, and it's a very timely thing to this market, and it's metaverse friendly, and with the Web3 security and all those things. But I will be sending stuff out to my clients and my old clients. Anyway, thank you guys and girls for listening, and I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you.